Brazilian Football Confederation releases the Brasileirão schedule, and it's a base schedule, but we can already get an idea of who we're going to face, and there's even a problem with the schedule to be resolved soon. We're going to talk about possible departures and arrivals at Flamengo. Leo Ortiz on his way to Europe. Flamengo is trying to sign the Colombian striker Mano. We're also here to bring you a lot of information, including talking about this pursuit by Leila Pereira. She absolutely refuses to accept that Flamengo is a legitimate champion trying to undermine Flamengo's title. We're going to bring you a lot of information here, including Flamengo fan. The designer made a jersey that drove the fans crazy. The jersey made the crowd go wild. Adidas will be forced to make this jersey. They'll have to make this jersey. Adidas will get the deal. It went viral in such a way, and people got so hyped that Adidas will have to produce this jersey for Flamengo. Something will have to happen. Adidas is being forced to make the jersey that the fans are asking for. Well, we're going to bring you all the details. We're coming in just like that. Let's talk. Guys, red and black greetings. This is Flamengo. Very good. Welcome to the Paparazzo Rubro-Negro channel. If you're new, please follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe down below. Turn on notifications by clicking the bell and leave that awesome like on the video. We're here to remind you that, man, this month is the Million Picks New Year's giveaway. There's also a benefits club where you can redeem products, experiences, concert tickets, backstage passes, and more. And besides that, you also get the chance to take part in prize draws. It's hard, but you could be taking part in cash prize draws, okay? For example, Raspo offers instant prizes up to 100,000 reais, and you win the EPEX. In the account, there are 3 prizes of 1 million reais on December 31st, and a prize of 2 million reais on January 2nd. So it's a spectacular moment for you to secure your million picks. Look, we're going to leave the QR code on the screen for you to take advantage of. Besides that, we're also here to tell you that you can lose weight, man. I'm already losing my neck, right? Lose weight, man. There's a discount there. The My Slim program, medical supervision, everything's in order, okay? It's a very serious weight loss program, and you can check it out right now. Ms. Cabello always has a location near you all over Brazil, so look for Mais Cabello right now. The QR code is right there on the screen, so you can get it, man. Fantastic price. Tratamento is the leading company in the segment in Brazil, all right? So you can also take care of your hair, right? Obviously more hair. Besides weight loss, take care of your hair and your scalp health too. So let's go. We're arriving here too. With all our other sponsors, I want to remind you that you can still secure your spot at the cup. Come on, man. There's no time left, man. If you're already looking for land packages and everything else, look for Aruto's Caravan and secure your spot. Then you can already secure Recopa for next year. The date is already set. I'll talk about this Recopa date here. I'll talk about this date here, which is going to cause a problem in the Brasileirão schedule, okay? But you can already secure your spot for next year. Brasileirão, Recopa, land package for Flamengo's game in Doha. You're already going, so just book the land package too. Let's go. Aruto's Caravan, the contact is there in the description and in the pinned comment. Guys, this is information to share with you. I'll start here. I'm going to talk about the Brasileirão schedule issue. But I saw people here bringing the news that Leo Ortiz admits he wants to play in Europe. That's already happened. He said that a while ago. That's not news, okay? I'm going to start clearing this up right now. And he will have a decisive conversation with Flamengo. And I've already checked. There's nothing about Leo Ortiz saying he wants to leave. There's nothing about Flamengo even thinking about losing Leo Ortiz. The player is still under contract with Flamengo. So what's the news from Jessica Campos? The defender who said Red Bull Leipzig offered him a deal mid-year, still dreams of Europe but insists he's focused on the Club World Cup. He has already recovered from his ankle injury and is playing again. He emphasizes that he'll only decide his future after the last match of 2025, when he'll sit down with his staff and the club to decide the best path forward. He's still trying to get noticed by the national team after a strong season. I don't believe Leo Ortiz will leave before mid-year, especially because of the Brazilian national team call-up. I think it's very unlikely that Leo Ortiz will leave before mid-year. And Flamengo will do everything they can. I talked to Bodo. I even have the conversation here with Bodo, including him talking to me, that Flamengo will do everything to keep these players. They won't accept losing a player easily. They won't let them go easily, including a player who left the other day. I want to congratulate Uzlay. He was decisive again. Roma scored the winning goal there in Rome in the Italian Championship. This kid is going to soar, even talking to me. The other day he said, in a few years I'll come back to Mengao. He wants to return to Flamengo. Wesley said that after saving money in Europe, he wants to return to Flamengo. His dream is to return to Flamengo. So the right back scored the winning goal for Roma against Como in the Italian Championship. Congratulations. Wesley received a pass from Soleil at the edge of the box and finished with a cross shot, leaving the opposing goalkeeper with no chance. During the celebration, he copied Dybala's gesture and has become good friends with him there. Take advantage, Wesley, and bring Dybala here. And celebrated there with teammates. With that, he scored his third goal wearing the Roma jersey. Congratulations to Wesley. Let's go. Jose Boto spoke with our friend Guilherme Flazuero, and Boto also said that he will give us an interview. After the World Cup, I'm already planning for preseason. Stay tuned. More updates coming soon. But there was a really cool interview with Guilherme Flazuero, and he talked about departures, arrivals, and discussed the transfer market. He said this, let me check his exact words. There are advanced negotiations for departures, more advanced for departures than for arrivals. I'm not going to mention names, but these are players we believe can leave without causing any imbalance in the team or affecting what we've planned for 2026. There are some players who feel they don't have space and ask to leave. So he's not talking about Leo Ortiz. He's not talking about a player who has space. He's talking about a player who feels like he doesn't have space. It's Juninho Michael who has been mentioning players who don't have space the most, okay? And that we think we can let go, right? Negotiate, not for free, but negotiate. We're selling Juninho to Pumas from Mexico for $5 million in installments, but we won't let him leave for free. Okay, we want to make sure Flamengo's interests are protected. Okay, yeah. So we have it here. He also mentioned about foreign players that the quota will be, so the Brazilian Football Confederation wants to reduce the quota for foreign players, right? Per match. Yeah, so are you going to read that or not? He said that the club's focus for 2026 will be signing Brazilian players. Okay, so he's going to focus on Brazilian players. Okay. It doesn't mean we won't look for any players from abroad, but right now we'll try to bring in Brazilian players. But he's making it clear that he can bring in players from abroad, but they have to be Brazilian by nationality. So as not to affect the foreign player limit issue, Flamengo has already reached their limit. Okay? So Flamengo is taking action then, right? Even to not sign any foreign players as an emergency measure, okay? So we can already rule out some names like Dybala and so on who are being considered, like Tati Castellanos and Beltran. So Flamengo will avoid it. For example, for goalkeeper, there's the goalkeeper from Coritiba, there's Gabriel Brazão. He's a goalkeeper. And as a defender, there's Viton from Inter. So Flamengo is going to look for Brazilian players mainly, but it could also look for players outside Brazil as long as they're Brazilian, right? And there are also the options of Arrascaeta and Rossi getting naturalized, but that's not something that happens overnight, right? So, yeah, that's the reality we're following, and it makes total sense. What Boto is saying is to bring an important situation to you right now. Here is the fan, a Flamengo designer, the Flamengo designer fan. He made a concept, man, just so you have an idea. 2,100 comments on the post. Comments aren't likes, okay? Are they likes? It's already over 86,000 likes. After all, I'm here at Collab and I'm here at Collab. There are 1,900 saves, 1,300 reposts, 13,000 shares, 2,100 messages and comments. Guys, it's unreal. It's already reaching 1 million views and the fans are going crazy, right? An unofficial concept, created independently, just as a creative exercise and a tribute to the fourth Libertadores championship. The proposal for the jersey celebrates one of the greatest achievements in Flamengo's history. On the black stripes, the four Libertadores Cups with their respective years and locations of the victories. This is wild. You can see the image right there. On the red stripes, there's an exclusive print with Mengao's crests, designed especially to highlight the club's identity. The red and black colors remain as the main feature, with golden details symbolizing golden glory. And the historic year of 2025 is marked by the achievement of the fourth championship and all those other titles that Flamengo won. And God willing, there will be more to come. An innovative jersey full of meaning made to exalt the greatness of the biggest team in Brazil, the only four-time champion of the Americas. Adidas really had to make this jersey after everything that happened. They took it to the board for approval, but they had to make this jersey, even if it was just a release and not for matches, they still had to make this jersey. People are asking for a conceptual project, not official, with no connection to the club or suppliers. It's really a spectacle. The jersey turned out beautiful. I'll read some comments so you get the idea. It's Nelson Nelsandro Tattoo. Better than all the shirts Adidas has ever made, Nando Serefla. I don't even like to see these things because then Adidas comes and messes it up. They could very well buy these ideas from the fans. People are asking, and everyone is praising Felipe, the designer, right? Or even his profile. FUP_design_E. And the guys, damn, beautiful. Hello. Adidas gets the reference. Yeah, people tagging the Adidas crew here, man. The people who make things happen, the Adidas design team. Yeah. Negon stock. RJ sent it. You're going to have to edit it because there will already be 2 stars above the badge. That's true. Ruberti, the guy who made the Wellington C3, the guy who knows more than the people at Adidas. What a beautiful thing. Leandro sent the damn button. I want it button right there. Look, everyone loving it, and the World Cup patch is still going to be added. Yeah, you can believe it, man. There's still that. So everyone went crazy. It's that famous make it Adidas, make it Adidas. This jersey turned out insane, man. What a spectacle is coming. We have more information to share with you. We're going to talk now about the issue that happened with the basic schedule of the Brazilian Championship. The current Brazilian champion, Flamengo, will debut against São Paulo at Morumbi on January 28th or 29th, so January 28th or 29th. Flamengo, at the end of January, will debut at Morumbi in São Paulo, okay? The organization will have to make a change in the 4th round, since Mengao will be playing the Recopa on February 25th. So there's a game scheduled for the 4th round on the 25th or 26th, Wednesday or Thursday, against Mirassol at Maracanã. That game won't be able to happen. That Flamengo game, Flamengo will be playing the Recopa against Lanús, okay? Flamengo is set to play Lanús in the Recopa, but this game shouldn't happen, which is an issue. The Brazilian Football Confederation schedule means Flamengo will have one fewer match. First round, São Paulo versus Flamengo on the 28th or 29th second round. Flamengo hosts Internacional at Maracanã. Internacional avoided relegation. Flamengo can start picking up momentum right at the beginning of the Brazilian Championship because in the 3rd round, it's Vitória versus Flamengo at Barradão. Vitória narrowly escaped relegation. Also, teams that barely avoided relegation, São Paulo, which also did very poorly in the Brazilian Championship. Flamengo faces tougher matches starting in the fourth round. Flamengo and Mirassol at Maracanã, but they can win that too. Fifth round, then a tough match. Flamengo and Cruzeiro, Maracanã. Then Botafogo and Flamengo also in Rio de Janeiro, but at Engenhão. Man, Flamengo can have an interesting championship even in the main rounds. They can start off leading the championship. Seventh round, Flamengo and Remo at Maracanã. Look, that's when it starts to get a bit tougher. In the eighth round, Corinthians and Flamengo at Neoquímica Arena. Ninth round, Bragantino and Flamengo in Bragança Paulista. 10th round, Flamengo and Santos, who also barely escaped. I think Flamengo can manage in these first 10 rounds. Afterwards, you can check out the full schedule that the Brazilian Football Confederation released. But in these first 10 rounds, I think Flamengo can do it. Yeah, I won't say 30, but maybe around 20, 26 points. Right? About 24 points. Counting maybe 2 losses or 1 loss, 3 draws. It depends. Flamengo might have 2 draws or a loss, but I think they're doing well. I like this start to the schedule, and obviously in the second half it changes, right? But anyway, Flamengo can handle it. So it's about getting good results with this start to the Brazilian Championship, okay? Yeah. Look, guys, I also have some other information to share with you. It's about Flamengo reportedly making moves to sign a Colombian striker. Boto himself already denied this to Flazuero, saying Flamengo will do their best not to sign any player. He's a foreigner, and I have information because I spoke directly with the Rubro-Negro official, and Jose Boto said there's nothing to it, that it's fake, that Flamengo. The news that came out in the Odia newspaper and also in Colombia is that Flamengo would be after him. A player is Sebastian Villa, this one here, Sebastian Villa, Colombian forward, 29 years old. It came out there in Colombia, yeah? Odia reports a first contact was discovered. Jose Boto has already denied it. He says there's nothing, that information doesn't exist. That's just something invented by people in Colombia. And unfortunately, right, for those bringing this news, Jose Boto has already said there's nothing, okay? That's not true, huh? He played for Independiente Rivadavia, right? Yeah. Valued at $8.5 million, but Flamengo is not going to sign him. That's the news, which Red Black executive Jose Boto even denied. We spoke with him and he vehemently denied this possible signing. Look, hoje ele é o BO Esporte. Brought here that the Flamengo will see some returns, including Peterson, a homegrown player. Although his contract ran until 2027, the club agreed to terminate it. Flamengo plans to do the same with Carlinhos, who won't be used by the coaching staff. Okay, yeah, Lohan and Vitor Hugo have a comma until next year. Yeah, they will have theirs. The ones whose loans will end are Peterson and Carlinhos. Yeah, but Flamengo will terminate them, okay? So Peterson was on loan, right? Since he moved up to the professional team, he went to Atlético Paranaense. He was a star in the amateur league. His youth was in his father. Sandu ended Serie B last, scoring once in 10 games for the Para team. Really? Carlinhos was loaned to Vitória, which remained in Serie A, but doesn't plan to renew his contract. He scored 4 goals in 23 matches for Bahia. The other 2 players loaned by Flamengo are Lohan and Vitor Hugo, both developed in the youth academy. Lohan was loaned to Pisa in Italy until June 2026. The club will be required to buy him if the young player takes part in half of the team's matches during the season and the team does not get relegated to the Italian second division. At the moment, he has 1 goal in 5 matches, okay? So he has to take part in half of the team's games in a tough season, huh? Vitor Hugo is on loan to Santos until July of next year. The contract doesn't have a fixed purchase option, But Santos has the preference if Flamengo receives an offer to sell him. He's played in 9 matches for the Sao Paulo team. The list of loan players will likely grow next season as Flamengo plans to negotiate some players. The preference is for a sale, but the club is open to proposals. Globo Esporte reports that the names we've mentioned, some of them like Michael, there's also Alan, right, who lost a bit of his standing with the coaching staff, right? He hasn't been used much, and besides, young players from the youth academy who won't be used could leave. Here's the article from Globo Esporte. So Flamengo is taking care of these departures and arrivals soon, right? Man, for us to wrap up here, right? Hey, look, Leila Pereira is doing everything she can. Trying to sign Everton Cebolinha. The information coming in is that she wants to sign Everton Cebolinha from Flamengo. And Flamengo won't accept losing, especially because it feels like there's a war between Flamengo and Palmeiras. You mean Leila, right? Is that it? And Flamengo won't accept losing a player, especially to Palmeiras, okay? That's Leila's statement. Record, right? Is that it? It went down really badly. It was received very poorly inside Flamengo. The players got irritated. Everyone at Flamengo was irritated by the lack of awareness. Leila Pereira, right? Is that it? It's trying to take away Flamengo's credit. And that really irritated everyone because Flamengo doesn't do that. When they lose a title, they don't discredit the other team, right? They accept they lost and don't discuss it, but she's trying to take the credit, you know? That made a lot of Flamengo fans really irritated because it's a very wrong, unsportsmanlike conduct. She says, our fans are spoiled, but in a good way, we're not used to not winning titles. From 2010 until now, we've won quite a few titles. In my administration's first year, we didn't win, but were runners-up in 3 competitions. It means that you're competing, that you made it to the final. She said they wanted to win the Brazilian championship and were very close, as well as in the Libertadores. It was our fault. I'm not going to blame anyone else. The responsibility was ours. It was due to our own incompetence. We didn't lose to the opponent. We lost to ourselves. We failed, Ruberti. Even Palmeirense fans are criticizing Leila, saying Flamengo deserved it and played better. And that this is a very lame excuse from Leila Pereira. What a sore loser. She and Abel, 2 terrible losers. That's very clear to me. We lost to ourselves. So this statement annoyed a lot of people inside Flamengo and Flamengo itself. What can Flamengo do to make Palmeiras' transfer window more difficult? Flamengo will do everything to avoid losing a player to Palmeiras. Now, for example, if there's a player who wants to return to Brazil and Flamengo isn't interested, then let him go to Palmeiras. Flamengo won't get into a negotiation just to disrupt Palmeiras. So that's it. The Everton issue. Cebolinha's fine. Who did that little move on Pitico, right? He wants to stay at Flamengo. That's the info. Flamengo will make an offer. Angelo Furtado and Bruno Castagna reported that Flamengo will offer a new contract, 2 more years to renew with Everton. Cebolinha, Flamengo is not going to accept losing Everton Cebolinha. The players' salaries are around 1 to 2 million, okay? Already including image rights, a 2-year contract. The club intends to keep the monthly amount, so Flamengo will offer a new 2-year contract to Everton. Cebolinha is not going to accept losing him to the rival. In Brazil, that's it. I invite you. You already know. You win, I won. You've already won. That's right. On Insta, we have the link there in the highlights, in the stories, in the bio. Play responsibly. And remember, it's for adults over 18. It's fun, not an investment. Please follow, like, and share on all platforms. If you're on YouTube, subscribe and turn on notifications. Hit the bell, like the video, and greetings, Black Jubileiros. This is Flamengo, all right?